welcome back to the final episode of Friday 15 for the 2023 season, and we'll be back the new year in 2024. So today, we're going to talk about a seemingly lowly commodity, the desk phone, and we're going to argue its case for existence. So this here, is it dead or is it back better than ever? So we are going to be talking to Alcatel Lucent Enterprise, and we're going to answer this question: are phones alive, or are they dead, or are they better than ever? And what's new, what's timeless. And my guest today is Paul Durham from Alcatel Lucent. Welcome to Friday 15.
Thank you. Hello there.
Okay, so first a little caveat. Paul is from the other side of the pond, like me. So when I talk to Paul, it brings back all my Englishisms in somewhat full force, although it's been muted over the years.
That's good. That's good.
Okay.
For English, it's always good to have him.
Yeah. So before we begin, for those who are not familiar with Alcatel Lucent Enterprise, tell us something about it.
Okay, Alcatel Lucent Enterprise. We've been around for 100 years. We're a technological driven company. And we've been, since we invented dialing in 1919, we're producing very high quality, very resilient phone systems, data networking, applications, and everything to merge the two of them together.
Cool. All right. So let's start with a hard question. Okay. Did COVID kill desk phones? And the reason why I ask this is COVID hit and everybody slunk out of the office and we put our laptops under our arms. I did not see anybody putting their desk phone under the other arm and taking their desk phone home with them. So what happened to those desk phones while everybody was back home?
You're right. Everyone went home. Everyone just moved to their cell phones, maybe to some soft phones, and started working like that. We actually sold a lot of soft phone licenses that in those years. Works well, but then people realized that they missed their desk phones. They missed some of the functionality on there. So some of them actually did pick them up, take them home.
Really? They actually took them physically. They took their desk phone from the office physically home with them.
We have the ability in our phones to do that. So we can actually take them home. They can plug them in at home and connect back to the office. So yes, a lot of people went to soft phone and cell phones, but a lot of people also actually kept their phones with them. Okay,
so then, building up on this question then, when they went back to office, now COVID, as you can say, is probably over, and we're back in this new kind of hybrid, kind of more fluid environment. Has COVID killed desk phones permanently, or has it changed? Like what's happened now in the back to office?
I actually think for a lot of people, it's gone the other way, and they realize what they missed out of the experience or the ease of use and everything that they got out of their desk phone before. It has changed them a little bit, and we actually brought some new features in to fit with that new way of working. But it's, if anything, I think it strengthened the case for desk phones. That people thought that cell phones and soft phones and just running things on your PC is a nice idea, but not always the best way of working.
All right. So new wave of desk phones. Tell us what since 2019, let's say, what's changed in desk phones?
Okay. So, a lot. I think, to be honest, the desk phones have been reimagined and reused. Our new range of phones came out after 2019, and they've been designed to fit into this new wave working. First off, they look great. They're designed to look like the devices we use now. It looks like a cell phone sitting on top of a Bluetooth speaker, and it actually behaves a lot like that. But it's been designed to work with this new environment. My desk phone is not just a desk phone. I can actually plug it into my PC, and it's a speaker for my PC. So working on a call like this, it's the speaker and mic of my PC, of my phone that's being used. And even my cell phone can connect through it.
Okay, so let's think about that. Your cell phone connect through it. So that means I'm walking to work. I have my cell phone on me. Maybe I'm speaking to somebody on the cell phone. My desk phone is there next to my computer. Is it two different systems? How does it actually work?
So even if it's just a call straight to your cell phone, as I walk into the desk, I have a little button on my phone that I press, and the call jumps across to my cell phone, from my cell phone to the phone, and I carry on working on my hands-free. similar to when you get into the car and you start the car up, and if you've got one of those fancy radios that connects to your cell phone, the call jumps across. The same thing.
And does it integrate with your cell phone on your computer?
Exactly. So that's the other thing I was talking about. So I can plug this in to my computer and the cell phone on my PC. I can use that to actually control my phone, or actually use the mic and speaker of my phone for my PC. When I play my Spotify through my PC, it actually comes out through the speaker of my my phones. We redesigned these phones to really look at the quality, look at voice, and we wanted to actually reproduce this really high quality voice that is actually lacking in a lot of the market. A lot of the phones out there, people seem to be racing to the bottom for the cheapest, plastiest, nastiest phone just to make it cheap. But if you're going to use it, it needs to be high quality. It's all about audio.
All right. So show us. We see a whole range of stuff behind you.
Yeah.
Impress us. Can you show us something?
So they look nice. The phones themselves, they look good. They look like it's like a Bluetooth speaker with almost like a cell phone sized screen on top. And like I say, Bluetooth to my cell phone, also Bluetooth to the handset. So I don't necessarily need that curly cord. I've got a handset here, Bluetooth connected, that I can use. Or in fact, the blue phone you can see behind me actually has no handset at all. So
right, it's like an iPad. It's just completely touchscreen.
It is. So working on my desk, I don't use a handset because I use hands-free on this all the time. So I have one of those working as my main phone with no handset at all. And contact center workers, someone who uses their PC to control their phone, might not need a handset. So we actually have one without that. They're different colors, as you can see, different screen, different look and feel. In fact, you can actually customize the screens to whatever you want.
Cool.
If I can not get the reflections on the screen there.
I recognize the DES logo right there. Good touch. Thank you very much.
So you can actually customize the phones themselves. So that's important in hospitality, in cruise ships, in college campuses. Actually, companies, they pay a lot for the brand. You work hard on your brand and your logo. So what we're doing is we're just extending that experience out to the desk phones themselves, and they can carry on with that. So it looks good, but it sounds really good as well.
How does it compare? So like Bose quality sound?
Absolutely. We're actually using our super wideband frequencies, which basically means that it captures all the frequency of voice and more. And then in that big speaker at the bottom, we have audio lenses and echo chambers to give a real bass reproduction, as well as some very good high end. So it sounds excellent. In fact, when we do demonstrations of these and we make a call, we put someone on the call and start listening to it, we get a physical response to the actual quality of the call. And I'll say, look, I've just impressed you with just the quality of the phone call. And it just shows how bad existing applications and devices have got,
right,
and what we're putting up with. And when you hear this quality, it's incredibly good.
And what you don't realize, and this is something we did realize with the whole COVID, is how much energy you use with bad quality audio. And when you have good quality audio, everything is just so much easier.
Well, absolutely. I mean, if you're on a phone call, especially on a hands-free phone call, and you don't quite hear what someone's saying, when you repeat, you actually listen in, you lean in, and you listen harder. You're actually using more energy. It's more stressful. It'll tire you out more. So actually having a very good quality just makes it easier, less stress, less fatigue, actually using these devices. And that's what it's all about, as well as getting clear, concise information from end to end.
Right. And which brings me to my next topic I want to touch on is phones as critical infrastructure, because ultimately, when you need a communication, you need it to be strong and stable and secure. There's nothing really that has replaced the desk phone. I mean, I'm saying that statement as a thesis statement. I assume you would agree to that.
Absolutely. So I'm selling it more and more into environments, into transportation, into healthcare, into education, where this is important. The emergency side of things is big. For First off, let's go back to that quality. Great point. If something happens in a classroom, I've got to get a message through to whoever's responding, whoever's helping me. I've got to get something clear and concise. In a noisy environment, I want a very good device to be able to get that information quickly so I can then hang up and carry on dealing with it. And that's what these are all about. But it's always on. Yeah,
right.
It's always on. It's always there.
Yeah, and can you talk a bit about Alcatel Lucent Enterprise and cybersecurity?
So that's a big one as well. So these products have always been made with a very high availability, hardened core to them. In fact, one of my big healthcare customers, one of my big transportation customers were hit by ransomware, right? And they brought down their entire network, except our phone system. So our phone system stayed live. We don't have to be all IP, so we're not reliant on the data system. As it happened, one of those had our IP switches, so they didn't go down either. The other one had another manufacturer's system that was attacked and they went down. But not all of our phones are IP. Some of them run digital, so run over those existing single pair of cables. So regardless of the IP network, regardless of the service and the rest of the network, our phones stayed live. And in a critical environment, in a critical situation, that is key. And
what about encryption? How private are your calls?
We can encrypt to 256-bit level encryption, AES encryption. So yes, even more importantly, when we start moving to this new environment and some of these phones actually leave the office and go home,
yeah,
over the open internet, I want to make sure that's encrypted. There's many manufacturers out there that don't do that. And there's a bit of software you can download, stick it on the net, and it'll go looking for phone calls and you can listen into them. But this is encrypted voice. So we can definitely encrypt it end to end, every single point across the network, even between servers within the core, we're all encrypted. So it's a nice, safe way to do it.
Yeah. So, so really, I'd say it sounds like probably the term desk phone is, that's probably the biggest thing that's changed. It's really become a communication system.
It absolutely has. It is my desk phone. It is also that little hockey puck speaker that I used to plug into my PC. It's also the earbuds for my cell phone. It's all of those in one. It's one device.
Right. So who uses it? It's like, who's been your biggest customer? You know, who is there one segment? Everybody.
So you're right. So it's the ones I've talked about, the ones that are very big on security and quality, healthcare, education, transportation. To be honest, anyone that communications is key to them, but anyone with home workers, because these home workers, these are amazing devices to deploy as a home worker. And as people move to those shared office environments where I have huddle rooms to do my conference calls, perfect device as well. This is also a conference room phone. I don't have to spend that 3 times the amount to buy that 3-armed conference room phone. This will do the job as well. It has 360-degree sound and high quality audio.
Just sit it on the table and you're good to go.
And you're away. In fact, you can actually connect it and not have to be wired. These will do wireless as well. So this one behind me there is actually a wireless device, and it's just a USB-C that's actually powering it.
Right. So lots of different systems, and probably I'd say your first step would be to ask for a demo, because like you said, it's like you've got to hear it to believe it.
Absolutely. Get them into your office, get them into your demo room, come and listen to these things, come and see these things.
We have it right here. Look at that.
I use them.
Right.
And you've got it in the colors as well.
We have it in our brand colors.
Yeah, we can change those out and make them any color you want. We do all of that. But yes, definitely come to get to see them, pick them up, hold them. Telephones are emotive devices.
Right.
See them, see the quality, see how long these things last. Our phones last literally decades.
Wow.
We have I've got a system that I'm looking at now. It's 20 years old next year. And some of those original phones are still on the system.
Wow. So offline, I have to ask you then, how do you stay in business if you're not selling?
New phones with new features.
There you go.
Years ago, there was no Bluetooth.
Right. Okay. All right. So if you want to know more about Alcatel Lucent phones, go to this QR code. It has this very long website there that goes straight to their desk phone section. And you can always reach out to us here at DES or to Paul. And thank you so much for joining us, and wishing you all a good weekend.
Thanks very much. Speak to you again.